of 8 p.m. and we normally commence with what's happened in the headlines. Therefore, take a look at the headlines. Shortly, I'll be bouncing back with the details.
Coming up in the NILECAST news headline tonight, Fear engulfs fishermen as Fishery Protection Unit officer abducted on Lake Albert. Civil servants in Adjumani want over active participation in politics. And pilgrims in Madi West Nile Diocese pass medicals ahead of Namugongo journey. For this and more in the NILECAST News Bulletin.
Welcome back from the headlines. Now commencing the stories right away from Pakwat. Fear engulfs fishermen as FPU officer abducted on Lake Albert following a recent security incident of abduction that occurred in the sub-county Pakwat district. This information has been revealed during a patrol on 14th of May 2025 at exactly 6:30 p.m. Take a look at the story.
Fear has engulfed the fishing community of Pakwach district following a recent security incident of abduction that occurred in the sub-county Pakwach district. A group of UPDF personnel from Panyimutan Council Pakwach district, led by Corporal Semugenyi Paul, was conducting routine patrols targeting illegal fishing activities in the areas of Kabolwa and Bogoigoi. But during their return journey to the landing site, they encountered an armed ambush led by 8 members of the Congolese army, equipped with the 2 support weapons and AK-47 rifles. Lawrence Alitum, the sub-county chairperson, said during the attack, one of Ugandan soldiers, Private Shelimo Edwin, aged 24 years, a resident of the parish, the sub-county, was abducted along with his firearm, comprising of 120 rounds of ammunition, a boat, and an engine.
Which are basically they are at higher risk. They are operating within the borderline, but with the very weak, I may use the word, very weak machines, which cannot compete. That is the challenge. And we have been appealing for this for long. They have been promising, I think it is now 2 months, they have promised that they are going to brought in speedboats of 600 HPs and speedboats. They are going to increase the number of manpower, and even they are going to bring in advanced machines. They even constructed where they will be lodging the boats, but until now, we receive nothing. This is the challenge.
Patrick Odil, Chairman Beach Management Unit Pakwach District, noted that the suspects subsequently retreated into the Congo side with the victim. Odil is optimistic that there is negotiation between the Ugandan government and their counterpart in DR Congo to repatriate the soldier back to Uganda.
Actually, we have been experiencing a lot of challenges in our water because we are at the borderline. Congolese soldiers, they used to cross to our water, take our people to Congo. Actually, there are many loss of life in the hand of Congolese authority, whereby sometimes they cross during the daytime, sometimes they cross at night. They take our people from our water, they take to Congo. When our people reach Congo, to return to get our people back, we pay a lot of money, million plus. So we are really facing a lot of challenge in the hand of Congolese authority, whereby we have been putting a lot of requests to different authority, right from our RDC up to the upper authority, even we reach up to the brigade office, if they can at least empower the FPU on the ground to help our people at the borderline, because we are suffering in the hand of Congolese authority.
The abduction came barely a week when Nebi Resident District Commissioner Robert Abak revealed to the State Minister for Northern Uganda that they signed a peace agreement with the Congolese government on cross-border conflicts.
So it should not really be a very great concern. We are equally relating very well with our neighbors of Congo, that is Mahagi territory. You are aware some of our soldiers are there, and from time to time we cross to give them morale and have meetings with our counterparts that side.
A report of the incident has been duly filed under SD reference 03-14-05-2025 at Panyur Police Station, as investigations are in progress to ensure the safe recovery of the abducted officer and to identify the perpetrators. However, Lieutenant Lauben Difula, spokesperson Fisheries Protection Unit, confirmed about the abduction and said the soldier will be handed back to Ugandan authority. Alfred Jawok, Camilla Stansha, West Nile TV, NILECAST.
Away from that story, now crossing the Nile to Ajuman district, civil servants in Ajuman district have been warned over active participation in politics because in Uganda, the law restricts civil servants from actively participating in politics while serving in the government public service. This was during stakeholders training on disaster risk response organized by Food for the Hungry at the district headquarters on 14th of May 2025. Onzima Alan, together with the fancy, compiles the story.
During stakeholders training on disaster risk response organized by Food for the Hungry organization at the district headquarters on 14th of May 2025, civil servants in Ajumani districts have been warned over active participation in politics. While officially opening the meeting, Anyama Ben, the LC5 chairman, Ajumani district, urged civil servants to stay committed to their roles, warning that any civil servant caught participating in politics will be sacked from the office.
I've directed CAM. No single civil servant will involve in politics. You involve in a policy, I get you red-handed, you are sacked. No compromise. Either you are campaigning for me or for my opponent, don't do it. You leave us to better. Because for you, you are permanent and penetrable. For me, I get it because of using my throat. So you leave me alone. To use my throat to campaign. If I fail to campaign, meaning I fail to convince the population, meaning I cannot be the chairman again. No. But I should not fail the election because civil servants come to disorganize my policies.
Emmanuel Okwari, the deputy RDC Ajumani district, appealed to the civil servants to desist from participating in politics and focus on their responsibilities for which they are employed.
The number of things we are observing that this is getting into a moment of politics, political activities, where candidates are reaching out to people and there are various stakeholders involved. We want to encourage people who are reaching out because there are many options to do so decently and also carry out their campaigns peacefully. But also we want to encourage and ask that the civil servants who are employed to offer service to the people avoid getting involved in partisan politics, campaigning for specific candidates. We want to caution them against this.
Honorable Anyama also warned the music centers in Ajumani district to stop playing any political song, adding that it is not yet time for nomination.
I don't want nobody to destabilize the district. Either you are an MP, either you are an LC5. I'm happy to the committee yesterday, they come with recommendation. No moving with the speakers now. Because it's not yet time. How do you know that you will be nominated? Nomination beginning on the 17th of July for MPs and LC5 and councillors. But now you are running up with the speakers. How do you know that you will be nominated? Secondly, people must understand the ideology of NRM and NRM policies and the laws. This is a party election. This is why it is very clear. If anything win the election, there is no party.
While on interview at Ajumani Town Council office, Eric Patrick Keleture, the town clerk of Ajumani Town Council, cautioned the politicians about playing the songs by the music centers in town and their supporters, since it is not yet time for nomination.
It is true that I stopped playing political songs in town. That's yesterday. Why I stopped it is because want are not cleared for it. Then two, to maintain order in town. Three, the location was not favorable because you cannot come and stage a music system at the runabout. Many road users are likely to get accidents as they move. And then that one, if I don't control it, at a later time, it may translate into hooliganism. And that is what is causing problem between the electorates.
In Uganda, the law restricts civil servants from actively participating in politics while serving in the public service. Kashunwat Fancy Ozima Alan reporting for West Nile Television NILECAST.
Coming to Arua City, now looking at a religious story here. Pilgrims in Madi and the West Nile Diocese have passed medicals ahead of Namugongo Zane for annual celebration of Uganda Matters Day, which will take place on 3rd of June 2025. They will commence their journey on Friday, 16th of May 2025, and this year's Uganda Matters Day celebration is co-hosted by the diocese from northern Uganda. Take a look at the story. Pilgrims at Madi and West Nile Diocese have successfully passed medicals ahead of the journey to Namugongo for annual celebration of Uganda Matters Day, which will take place on 3rd of June 2025. Over 50 pilgrims from the diocese have so far registered for the journey, dominated by women. The focal personnel at the diocese highlights on how the preparation is proceeding health-wise.
We are yet building the number up, mostly women, and the men are few. We encourage also the men to join, and we are majoring also on the theme of the year, that imitating God's goodness by doing good.
They're basically being asked about any conditions that they may have, so that we can take note in case they need any interventions. This is just to assess that they are fit to do this exercise as a pilgrimage to Namugongo.
Meanwhile, some of the pilgrims highlights on what is inspiring them to go up to Namugongo.
What I wanted to go there is last year I went and then I asked for God to help me. When the year comes, 25 comes, let me go there and then you see what I did the other day. So that is what I can just tell you.
What inspires me to go to Namugongo is that children gave their lives to death because of their great faith. So by that, even I want to be, because of their strong faith, I want to go to celebrate together with their lives.
The pilgrims shall therefore be flagged off on Friday, 16th of May 2025, and this year's Uganda Matters Day celebration is co-hosted by Northern Uganda Diocese, which are Lango, Acholi, West Lango, Kitigum, Nebi, and lastly Madi and West Nile Diocese. Oraku Benson Pastore, compiling the story for West Nile Television NILECAST. Away from that religious story, moving to education sector, now back to Alu region, students are asked to embrace science subjects to open doors to various opportunities. This was revealed during the commissioning of Nebi School of Health Sciences to benefit students who can be enrolled to benefit from such institutions. Take a look at the story.
Stakeholders in Nebi district have called upon students to embrace science subjects to open doors for them to various opportunities. This was revealed during the commissioning of Nebi School of Health Sciences to benefit students who can be enrolled for such institutions. Teddy Adiro, a clinical instructor at Nebi School of Health Sciences, said the institution has come to solve the challenge of long-distance studies for science students who used to travel to Kampala and other places for studies.
I'm a clinical instructor at Nebi School of Health Sciences. This school offers both certificate and diploma courses. We have certificate in nursing, midwifery, certificate in pharmacy, medical laboratory, public law. So this is an appeal to the girl child. This is an opportunity.
Pius Oiroth, a clinical student of Nebi School of Health Sciences, said he will focus on career prospects like science fields, technology, engineering, and medicine, as they are in high demand.
Come and experience education and skills. We have enough tutors, our administrators are stable, we have a good setup. So I will encourage everyone to come, pursue your course, either certificate or diploma as you proceed. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Yasen Seruge, the administrator of the school, said the institution has come timely for innovation and problem solving as science education fosters critical thinking and creativity.
600 we are available, very good courses are there. We have we are ready for you to go. We are here on the support of Thank you very much.
Reverend Canon Jimmy Weka, the Archdeacon Nebi Urban Archdeaconry, who was the main celebrant, urged the students to understand the world of science to help them comprehend the natural world and make informed decisions.
To emire yini kum yen pa mongore mineya ibe telo tela nying mongo be mangi etuong.
This initiative will help the students who pursue science subjects to develop valuable skills such as analytical thinking, research and experimentation, and problem solving and collaboration. Alfred Jawok, Camilla Stansha, West Nile TV, NILECAST.
Away from that, let's now take a look at what's happening in the world of sports, more especially in European sports, because we are very soon entering into the summer transfer window, and the stories continues to break every day about the players, the coaches, and so many things. The normal continue to happen in most of the big teams we have in Europe. And of course, we are starting from Manchester City, as the club have met with Bayer Leverkusen forward Florian Wirtz, 22 years of age, over a potential summer move for the German, and this has been reported by paper called Bild. However, Liverpool have also made a contact with Wirtz to express interest in signing the playmaker this summer, and this has also been reported by Athletic via subscription required. And Premier League clubs, including Manchester City and Arsenal, are cycling Real Madrid forward Rodrigo, 24, amid these reports of the Brazilian falling out with the club staff, and this has been reported in Spanish. And for Manchester United, their striker Joshua Zirkzee, 23, is a summer transfer target for Inter Milan after the Dutchman's disappointing campaign, and this has been reported by Corriere dello Sport in Italian. Meanwhile, Liverpool will not accept the £850 fee, not million pounds, but £850 fee from Real Madrid to allow Alexander Trent-Arnold, 26, to make an early move to the Spanish club, and this has been reported by a paper called The Sun. And Newcastle have moved ahead of Chelsea in the race to sign English defender Mark Guehi, 24 years of age, from Crystal Palace, and this has been reported by Team Talk. And for Bayern Munich, they have already agreed a fee with Bayer Leverkusen to sign German centre-back Jonathan Tah, 29 years of age, and this has been reported by Transfer Expert. I am talking about Fabrizio Romano. Away from that, into the capital city of Catalonia, Barcelona are keen to rival Arsenal in moving for Espanyol goalkeeper Juan Garcia, 24 years of age, and this has been reported in Spanish. And still at the camp of Barcelona, Barcelona are willing to offload up to 8 first-team players this summer in order to finance transfers and new contracts, and this has been reported by Daily Mirror. And RB Leipzig's Xavi Simons is ready to leave the club this summer, despite the 22-year-old Netherlands midfielder only signing a permanent deal in January, and this again has been reported by Transfer Expert. I am talking about Fabrizio Romano. And lastly, before I leave the studios, from the side of Championship, Bristol City want to keep striker Naki Wells, 34 years of age, next season, after failing to reach the Premier League via the Championship playoffs, and this has been reported by Sky Sports. Before I get out of the studio, let's now transit to the world of sport, world of politics. It's all about the Electoral Commission 2025/2026 roadmap, and the first information here is the display of the General National Voters Register. This activity has already started, it's going on, and it will run up to 15th of May 2025. And another activity which is already ongoing is the display of the registers for the special interest groups. When we talk about special interest groups, we are actually talking about youths, persons with disabilities, and older persons, and this activity, which is continuing, will run until April, May 2025. And the last information is yet to commence. It's actually commencing tomorrow. Tomorrow is actual Friday. The activity which is commencing tomorrow is the display of the recommendations on inclusion and deletions from the respective Paris tribunal countrywide. And as I had said, it will commence tomorrow, 16th of May, and will run until 26th of May 2025. Remember, all these are to ensure that we have free and fair elections come 2026 general elections. With that, we are closing the chapter. Bye-bye till tomorrow.